One cyber attack was all it took to bring Europe's air travel to its knees, grounding flights in London, Brussels, Dublin, and Berlin. Imagine showing up for your flight to find the check-in systems completely down. No boarding passes, no bag drops, just chaos. That's exactly what happened on September 19, 2025, when a massive cyber attack hit Collins Aerospace, the company behind critical airport software used across Europe. Flights were grounded, airports were paralyzed, and thousands of passengers were stranded. But here's the shocking part. This wasn't just an accident. It was a coordinated ransomware attack, one that exposed just how fragile our global aviation system really is. The fallout rippled far beyond Europe, shaking airlines, governments, and even cybersecurity experts around the world. And it's part of a disturbing trend that experts say is only getting worse. Stay with me, because this story has everything. Stranded passengers, a paralyzed aviation network, cybercriminals exploiting insurance loopholes, millions in losses, and even an arrest. You're watching Jet Set Savvy, where we break down the latest global travel news shaping your world. If you want to stay informed about the stories that matter most, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Let's begin. On the evening of September 19, 2025, airports across Europe were thrown into chaos. The target was Collins Aerospace, a major aviation and defense contractor based in the U.S. Their software, known as the Multi-User System Environment, or MUSE, is used in airports across the world. MUSE is critical because it allows multiple airlines to share the same check-in desks, boarding gates, and baggage systems. That makes it efficient, but also vulnerable. And because multiple airlines share it, when it went down, the entire system collapsed. Suddenly, check-in counters at major airports like London Heathrow, Brussels, Dublin, and Berlin couldn't function. Airlines scrambled to print boarding passes manually. Bag drops stopped working. Boarding gates froze. The domino effect was brutal. Brussels Airport canceled a significant number of flights outright. Dublin Airport had to rebuild entire servers from scratch. Heathrow and Berlin reverted to pen and paper check-ins, a process that moved painfully slow compared to modern systems. And remember, this wasn't a glitch that lasted an hour or two. This disruption that began on September 19th stretched for days, causing ripple effects well into the following week. So how did hackers pull this off? According to the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity, it began with a wave of highly targeted phishing emails sent just before September 19th. Employees of Collins Aerospace were tricked into giving away login details. Once inside the network, attackers exploited vulnerabilities in the MUSE API gateway, giving them deeper access to core systems. Then came the payload, a new variant of HardBit ransomware. In a cyber attack, the payload is the harmful software or code that the attackers actually deliver after breaking in. Think of it like the warhead on a missile, the part that causes the real damage once it hits. And here's why. HardBit is no ordinary malware. It's specifically designed to link ransom demands to a victim's cyber insurance policy. The more insurance coverage you carry, the higher the ransom they demand. It's calculated, it's manipulative, and it's devastatingly effective. In this case, the malware spread quickly, locking critical files, disrupting servers, and effectively paralyzing Europe's aviation backbone in a matter of hours. This wasn't a random hack. It was deliberate, coordinated, and built to inflict maximum chaos. From September 19th through the 23rd, passengers faced massive delays, endless lines, and widespread cancellations. Families missed connecting flights. Business trips were ruined. Some passengers even reported sleeping on airport floors while waiting for updates. And it wasn't just an inconvenience. Airlines were forced to pay out millions in refunds, rebookings, and compensation. Hospitals reported delays in the delivery of critical medical supplies that were stuck in cargo holds. Some shipments of time-sensitive pharmaceuticals had to be destroyed after sitting idle for too long. Even tourism agencies in affected cities reported losses as visitors canceled trips. By the time systems started stabilizing around September 23rd, some airports still reported lingering glitches. In a world that relies on speed, efficiency, and digital systems, the return to manual processes was like stepping back decades in time. But then came a major development. On September 24, 2025, officers from the UK National Crime Agency, supported by the South East Regional Organised Crime Unit, made an arrest in West Sussex. A man was taken into custody on suspicion of violating the Computer Misuse Act, the law that covers illegal hacking and other cyber offenses. At first, this sounded like a big win. Headlines across Europe reported that the cyber attacker had been caught, but the truth was more complicated. The suspect was later released on conditional bail, and investigators stressed that this case is far from over. The NCA explained that while the arrest was a positive step, the investigation is still in its early stages. They are now working with partners both domestically and internationally to follow the trail, because cyber attacks on this scale rarely involve just one individual. Experts warn this could be the work of a larger cybercrime organization, or even state-linked hackers using ransomware as cover for geopolitical disruption. So while one man was arrested in West Sussex, the bigger question remains: who's really behind this attack? This cyber attack has forced the aviation industry and governments to confront some uncomfortable truths. First, the aviation sector is now a prime target. One report showed that cyber attacks on aviation are up 600% year over year. Hackers know these systems are complex, interconnected, and difficult to defend. Second, the attack revealed just how fragile supply chains are. Collins Aerospace wasn't an airline, it wasn't an airport authority, but as a third-party vendor, its software was a single point of failure. And when that single point collapsed, the effects rippled across multiple countries at once. Third, this incident has raised serious questions about preparedness. If a ransomware attack could cripple airports for days, what would happen in the case of a coordinated attack on multiple industries at the same time? Energy grids, hospitals, and transportation systems all face similar risks. Cybersecurity experts say 3 lessons from September 19th must be taken seriously. Lesson 1. Diversify suppliers. Relying too heavily on a single software vendor creates a massive single point of failure. Airports and airlines need backup providers and systems in place. Lesson 2. Strengthen incident response. Many airports had no choice but to fall back on manual processes. That bought time, but also revealed how slow and inefficient operations become without digital systems. Resilience means being able to switch seamlessly to backups. And lesson 3, share intelligence internationally. Hackers don't respect borders, and neither should cybersecurity defenses. Countries need to cooperate, share data, and coordinate responses in real time. If these lessons aren't taken to heart, experts warn this may not be the last time we see an event like this. Only next time, it could be even bigger. Airports are supposed to be some of the most secure places on Earth, but this attack showed that sometimes the biggest threats don't come from the skies, they come from hidden lines of code. The European cyber attack that began on September 19th may now be contained, but the investigation is ongoing, and the question it raises about our future in a digitally connected world are far from answered. Do you think governments and companies will finally invest in stronger defenses? Or is this just the beginning of more global cyber disruptions? Let me know what you think in the comments below. This story is still unfolding, and we'll keep you updated as new details emerge. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, Share it with friends who travel and subscribe so you never miss the latest global stories explained clearly right here on Jet Set Savvy.